Hey cats, what's happening? Beautiful day. Spring is right around the corner and we're pushing up to 60 degrees today. So hopefully we get rid of the rest of this snow. Before I say anything else, not to worry, I'm doing better. I'm improving. Just don't ask me to pick something up off the ground, because bending over that far, my back's still a little stiff. And I'll get to that story in just a minute. You know, I've been making videos for 15 years now. Yeah. I've got currently 956 videos on my channel on YouTube. That's a lot of videos. Yeah, I started my channel back in 2007. That's a long time ago. Seems like a long time ago. Now, I'm not sure how the algorithms and all that works on YouTube, but it seems for that many videos, and as long as I've been making videos, that I'd be doing a little better than I am. I think my channel, to me, seems to be a little bit stagnated. I made it up to over 18,000 subscribers. And yes, I do get some earnings from YouTube. Not that much though, okay? Just a little bit, enough to supplement my income and my retirement income. And it helps, it helps. But like anything, you know, you always want to improve, at least I do. Doesn't matter what I'm doing, I always want to make it better. I always want to improve myself. I always want to improve whatever I'm doing, you know. Keep upping the ante. And the same with my YouTube channel. You know, I would like to see it grow. But it seems like my hands are kind of tied. I can only do so much. And my brain is always thinking of, what am I going to talk about next? What's my next subject going to be? You know, how am I going to draw in more viewers? The views is what counts, okay? So the way YouTube works, I get a kickback, or I get paid for the ads that are on, you know, those annoying ads that pop up while you're watching my video, or you have to watch 2 of them before you can even watch my video. I know it stinks. Nobody likes commercial ads, but that's what's giving me my monetization, my income from YouTube. And of course, the more views on a video, the more profit you're going to make on that. So YouTube isn't like a solid rock thing. My earnings from YouTube is not solid. In fact, it kind of goes like this. If I have a series of videos that don't get a lot of views, my earnings go way down. And I start to panic, you know, oh my gosh, I got to do something to get my views back up again. What am I going to talk about? What am I going to do? And every once in a while, I'll hit a nerve, and one of my videos will get tons of views, and that'll slowly bring my earnings back up again to where they were. So at this point, I'm not getting wealthy on this. Now, the frustrating thing is I see a lot of people, not a lot, but it's common to see people on YouTube making a lot of money. You know, I mean, some of them are making millions. Look at this kid whistling Diesel. You know, I'm sure you've seen him. If you haven't, take a look at his channel. He makes his money by spending money, by buying vehicles, equipment, and destroying it. I mean, just recently he bought a brand new cat excavator. This is a kid, you know. At least he's a kid to me. You know, he's probably in his 20s or something like that. And he takes this excavator and he just totally destroys a school bus with it. Smashes it, picks it up, drops it, runs over it, whatever. And that's the only purpose he bought this excavator for. But see, that people are drawn to that. They want to see what he's going to wreck next, and he gets millions of views, and he makes millions of dollars that he can spend on this expensive equipment and destroy more and make more money that way. So it's kind of like shock viewing, you know, and that's what gets him the views. I'm a 67-year-old man. I'm just an old man trying to make some videos and entertain people and hope that I can do a good job of it. But like I said, I'm always thinking of how can I get more views? How can I build my base up to where I'm doing a little better? How can I improve? And it's not very easy for a guy my age. So hence the idea I came up with to build a ramp in the driveway and take my mini bike here and fly off the jump with it. And I was sure that thing was going to go viral. Well, I didn't tell my wife. I didn't let V know what I was up to. But I came out here in the garage and I went over to my wood stack here and I found this, sheet of plywood. I went in the back of my truck and I got one of my pieces of firewood. I dragged it out in the driveway and I laid the log down and I put the plywood ramp up there. And I said, there you go, now I got a ramp to jump. I took the mini bike out there and I thought, well, first of all, I'm going to try to see if I can do some wheelies. Well, like I said, I'm a 265-pound man, and I was sitting on the back of the seat, and I was trying to get, just the right torque range on there where it would get the front wheel up, and of course, I'd have to jerk on it a little bit, and after about a dozen tries, I couldn't get that front wheel off the ground for the life of me. You saw in the video, I only got it maybe 6 inches off the ground, and that was it. That was the best one I could get out of, a dozen attempts. So I'm not sure if it was, me jerking up on the handlebars or the jump. So after I got the, I don't know how much footage I had of me trying to do wheelies. I gave up on that and I thought, okay, I'm going to do the jump. So I set the camera up to catch me going off the jump. And I ran down the driveway with the mini bike and I came flying up towards the jump, and then the first shot I kind of chickened out and went around it and did a bypass. So I went around, went back down the driveway, I came up again, and I thought, well, I don't really have enough speed this time, so I'm going to abort again. I went around the jump, and I went back down the driveway, and I turned around. In my last approach, I said to myself, it's do or die, buddy. You're going to hit this thing. Camera's rolling. Just launch it. I gave it full throttle. I came flying up the driveway. I lined up with the jump, and I just hung on and went for it. Now, it wasn't a huge jump. It goes back to my childhood when I was a kid and we rode our bicycles in the driveway. We went to the fair. My dad took us boys to the fairgrounds to see the Hurricane Hell Drivers. Now, this is back in the 60s, and they had these old cars that they would run on the, out in the dirt track on the fairground grandstand area, and they would take these cars over ramps. They would get them up on 2 wheels and drive it on 2 wheels. They would swerve in and out of each other, all choreographed driving, and it was kind of an auto thrill show. One of them would jump through the hoop of fire with their car, and some of them even went as far as to smash their cars, roll them, flip them over, do, shock value things. So as kids, we thought, oh, that's so cool, let's do that with our bicycles. So we'd go real fast in the driveway and, lock up the brakes and skid sideways. We'd set up a ramp. We'd put a cement block in the driveway and a board, and we'd go flying up the driveway, hit the ramp, and fly through the air and land. And we'd measure to see how far we could go on our bicycles. Now, one day I got this brainstorm that I'd get my the neighbor kid and my 2 brothers to lay down in front of the ramp, and then I'd get going real fast on my bicycle, and I'd fly over the jump, and I'd go right over them and land in the gravel. And once we had that stunt show down to a T, you know, we'd get Mom to come out and say, Mom, you got to watch our stunt show. Watch this. Well, on my first attempt, I don't think I was going fast enough, and my buddy, the neighbor kid, was laying the third one out, and I actually like ran over his chest on my landing, and it didn't go over too good. He wasn't too happy. I couldn't get them to do it again. I'm like, come on, guys, lay down. I go faster this time. Nope, no, we're not doing that. You know, so anyway, I thought, well, that would be a great idea. I'm going to take my mini bike, and I'm going to make a jump out in the driveway, and I'm going to go over it. So anyways, I'm coming up on the approach, and I'm lined up with the board, and I hit that plywood, and it's not, you know, it was a piece of 3/4 inch plywood here, and I should have thought ahead of time, but it really wasn't thick enough to take the impact, and when I hit it, it cracked, and it kind of like buckled like that when the force of the mini bike front tire hitting it, my weight. So it really gave me a good launch. For all it was worth, probably flew about 4 feet and made a perfect landing on both wheels, which is good. You know, a lot of times you go off a jump, if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to land on the front tire, and that could end up pretty bad. So, you know, I landed it. I landed it really good. I was pretty happy with that. And then I thought, oh boy, I never filmed the approach. You know, I got myself going off the jump this way, but I never had myself coming up to the ramp. So after the fact, I went down the driveway. I turned the camera around to face down the driveway, and you could see the jump was already cracked, but that was my bad. I didn't think about that. And then I came up the driveway like I was going to hit the jump, but I didn't hit the jump that time. It's all in film editing. So I thought at that point, you know, this is going to go viral. This is going to be great, man. This video is going to, oh my gosh, this is going to be great. Well, it didn't go as well as I thought it was going to go. It really didn't get any more views than the average video that I would post. So all that was for naught. Not to mention, I screwed up my back in the process. Now, I'm not sure if I did it by trying to do the wheelies and jerking on the handlebars, or if the compression of me going over the jump would probably helped too. Really screwed up my back. Now, I've had lower back problems since I was a kid, but I mean, when I was a teenager, I was in an accident on the sled hill where another sledder hit me square in the back, in the small of my back, and I thought I was paralyzed that day. I couldn't walk. I couldn't get up off the sled hill, and they had to carry me up, and I had to be transported back home. Fortunately, there was no broken bones that were shown on the x-rays or anything. They just said I probably tore some muscles. But I've had back pain ever since, and then a whole career of construction, you know, carrying lumber, carrying shingles, climbing ladders, jumping in and out of trucks, climbing up into dump trucks. Yeah, it's a good fodder for back issues, and so that didn't help any. So anyway, this whole jump thing really wrenched my back good. Now, I didn't feel it until that evening, and I was in my easy chair, you know, at my computer, and I went to stand up, and I couldn't even hardly get up out of the chair. My back hurt so bad, you know, and I was walking all hunched over like this. I couldn't stand up straight. I strained it pretty good. So I think, you know, that was probably 3 or 4 days ago, and today I can finally, like, bend over to tie my shoe, It still hurts, but not like it did. And V's been really good to me. She's been putting, rubbing the pain cream on my back and making sure that she gave me some of her pain medicine, and that helped. But I was kind of like dead in the water. There was only so much I could do with an injured back. So anyway, I learned a valuable lesson there. Don't try to be like the kids. You're a 67-year-old man. You're not young like you used to be. Keep your videos simple. Don't try to go for shock value, Yeah, I told V, I said, my next stunt's going to be, I'm going to put a ramp and I'm going to jump this mini bike out into the middle of the pond. And she looked at me, she wasn't too happy about the whole situation when she learned what happened. And she really didn't learn about it till she watched the video when it was posted. And then she was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that. What? You're not a kid anymore. Yeah, and I got a good scolding for it. So anyway, I told her I was going to jump the bike out into the pond, and I was teasing, of course. I wouldn't do that. And even if I did, I don't think it would help my channel a whole lot. I would probably get check marks for being a moron. I don't need that. Well, I am doing better today, like I said, and I'm thankful for all you guys sticking with me and supporting my channel, and I will continue to keep it as is, and hopefully we can just keep on growing a little bit here and there. I probably will never be famous. I will probably never make millions with my channel, but I'll be happy, I'll be content, and I'm sure you guys will be entertained as well. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Give the video a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the videos, and until next time, cats, ride hard and die free.